welcome to the Dr. 305 show with yours truly, Dr. 305 himself. My name is Ahmed Al-Nahas. I'm a fourth year medical student transitioning to my residency year next year. On this platform, I like to bring health, science, and medicine education to everyone, especially during this COVID-19 pandemic. Now, in today's episode, we're going to be talking about what is hand washing, and then we're going to talk about what is hand sanitizer. Now, hand washing, aka washing your hands with soap and water, which is the most fundamental way to clean and sanitize your hands, is very vital during this pandemic of this COVID-19 virus, because we use our hands a lot and sometimes we're not aware or conscious about it. By touching surfaces that could be contaminated, we could touch our face and touch our three mucosal surfaces, or bring it home and transfer it either to our homes or to our loved ones. Hence, hand washing is very vital to the key to success in preventing the transmission of the COVID-19 virus during this pandemic. Now, let's talk about how germs are spread. Washing hands can keep healthy and prevent the spread of respiratory and diarrheal infections from one person to the next. Germs can spread from other people or surfaces when you do the following. You touch your eyes, your nose, your mouth with unwashed hands, or you prepare or eat food and drinks with unwashed hands, or you touch a contaminated surfaces or objects, or you blow your nose, you cough, you sneeze into your hands and then touch other people's hands or common objects. Hence, you could transfer bacteria, viruses, other type of organisms to other people, and they can get infected with these organisms. Hence, with the COVID-19 virus, we want to make sure that we do not transmit it through this process, and we always want to make sure we wash our hands thoroughly. Now, what are some key times to wash your hands? Now, you can help yourself and your loved ones stay healthy by washing your hands often, especially during these key times I'm going to mention, and when you're likely to get and spread these germs. For example, before, during, and after preparing food, before eating food, before and after caring for someone at home who is sick with vomiting or diarrhea, before and after treating a cut or wound, after using the toilet, after changing diapers or cleaning up a child who has used the toilet, after blowing your nose, coughing, or sneezing, after touching an animal, animal feed, and animal waste, after handling pet foods or pet treats, and after taking out the garbage or touching the garbage. Now, there are 5 steps you could do to properly wash your hands the right way. Washing your hands is easy, and it's one of the most effective ways to prevent the spread of germs. Clean hands can stop germs from spreading from one person to another and throughout an entire community, for in this instance, this pandemic. From your home and workplace to childcare facilities and hospitals. So by washing your hands, you could prevent and stop the transmissibility of a virus or bacteria on your hands. Now, what are these 5 steps? First, you want to wet your hands with clean, running water. It could be wet or cold, it could be warm or cold. Turn off the tap and apply soap to your hands. 2, you're going to lather your hands by rubbing them together with the soap. Lather the back of your hands between your fingers and your nail beds thoroughly to kill any viruses or germs on your hands. Third, you're going to scrub your hands for at least 20 seconds. If you need a timer, here's a fun trick. Just sing happy birthday twice, and that will equal your 20 seconds of washing your hands. Fourth, you want to rinse your hands well under clean and running water. And fifth, but not last, dry your hands using a clean towel or air dry them to make sure your hands are clean and sanitized for proper use. Now, these 5 steps are the proper and correct way to wash your hands with soap and water thoroughly to disinfect your hands from any viruses, bacteria, or dirt, debris, whatever it may be, and to get your hands clean and ready to use when you're home or when you want to apply your PPE or personal protective equipment, and make sure your hands are sanitized when you're applying these things. Because remember, you always want to wash your hands before you're using your PPE equipment, before you leave your home, and when you come back at home. Those are key moments during this pandemic that we need to wash our hands with soap and water. Now, That's pretty much all about hand washing. We talked about how germs are spread, what are key moments to wash your hands in, and what are the 5 main steps to properly wash your hands so that you're ready and well sanitized. Now, I want to talk about what are hand sanitizers. When do we use them and how do we use them? So, use hand sanitizer when you can't use soap and water. What is an example of a hand sanitizer? I have right here the little bottle. They come in a variety of forms. This is just one form of them, and have all the information and label on the outside. Now, this is a replacement in case you can't wash your hands with soap and water. You can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol if soap and water are not available. Now, the information again will be presented on the outside label, so make sure it's 60% alcohol. Washing hands with soap and water is the best way to get rid of germs in most situations. If soap and water are not readily available, you can use an alcohol-based hand sanitizer that contains at least 60% alcohol. You can tell the sanitizer contains at least 60% alcohol by looking at the product label on the outside of the bottle. Sanitizer can quickly reduce the number of germs on hands in many situations. It has about 99.9% effectivity against virus and bacteria on your hand surfaces. But however, sanitizers do not get rid of all types of germs. Hand sanitizers may not be as effective when hands are visibly dirty or greasy. And hand sanitizers might not remove harmful chemicals from hands like pesticides and heavy metals. So those are the exceptions that the hand sanitizers do not work on, okay? But with this instance during the COVID-19 pandemic, if you don't have the means to wash your hands with soap and water, put that hand sanitizer on your hands and make sure you clean your hands and disinfect them, because that's one way to prevent the transmissibility of the COVID-19 virus. Now, how do we use our hand sanitizer? So again, the hand sanitizer comes in a variety of forms, has a top which opens up very easily, and you can apply pressure and it drops out. Now, here are the steps to follow to how to properly use your hand sanitizer. Apply the gel product to the palm of one hand. Read the label to learn the correct amount. Usually I put about a little bit, like a 1, 2, like that. Rub your hands together just like if you're washing with soap and water. Remember, you're gonna lather your hands, clean, rub on the back and the front, in between your digits, and rub your nail beds, because you want to get that hand sanitizer everywhere that your hand touches the back and the front surfaces of your hands and fingers and nails. Rub your gel all over the surfaces of your hands and fingers until your hands are dry. This should take around 20 seconds. Remember, a quick tip, sing the happy birthday song twice and that will equal 20 seconds for washing your hands and for applying your hand sanitizer. So in recap, we talked about hand washing, aka washing your hands with soap and water. We talked about how germs are spread. We talked about what are the key moments to wash your hands and what are the 5 correct ways to wash your hands properly. Then we transitioned to what is hand sanitizer, when do we use it, and how do we use hand sanitizer properly. Always go to your main resources, which should be the CDC, the NIH, and the FDA. Those 3 are our primary resources for more information about hand washing and hand sanitizer use. For more information, comments, concerns, questions, you can always DM me on Instagram at dr.305MIA. I'll be more than happy to answer any questions you guys throw at me. I hope this video and this topic today about hand washing and hand sanitizer was helpful in this pandemic of COVID-19 virus. Again, if we follow our safety and precaution methods such as washing our hands with soap and water or using hand sanitizer to clean our hands, applying our face mask to cover our nasal and our oral mucosal surfaces, apply our safety glasses to cover our conjunctiva mucosal surface, and wearing our gloves correctly when we go out, we should be better suited in protecting ourselves and our loved ones around us from contracting the COVID-19 virus. Again, the virus is spread in 3 ways. Number 1 is through airborne respiratory droplet. Number 2, touching of contaminated surfaces. And number 3, if a male is infected or post-infected, then it could be contained in the semen and transferred through sexual intercourse route. Now, again, I hope this video was helpful, knowledgeable, insightful, and I hope that you use all these tools that I provide for you to help protect yourself and your loved ones during this pandemic. I look forward to talking to you all again next week on Fridays, dropping new content every Friday morning. So stay tuned for new fresh content in the medicine, science, and health fields. Till then, stay strong, stay positive, stay upbeat. We must come together as a family to fight this pandemic. There's no I in team, so let's all work together to get through this. Sending all of you positivity, good energy, and good blessings. Till next time, y'all stay safe out there. Dr. 305, I'm out of here. Let's go.